everyone, and welcome back to Boca Behind the Scenes, a Get to Know You podcast where we get the privilege to talk to city staff to get details about all the really new, exciting programs, initiatives, events, projects that they're working on. My name is Anne-Marie Van Kasteren. I'm the PR specialist with the city, and I am joined by Communications Manager Chrissy Gibson.
Hi, everyone.
And we are super excited for today's show. On this episode, we'll be talking about the city's innovative programs, parks, and events for those with special needs and abilities. We were able to speak with Michael Calvert, our Recreation Services Director, as well as Stacy Lance, our Special Events Coordinator over at Sugar Sand Park, about all these programs and initiatives, so you'll be able to hear more about our conversation throughout the show.
One of the reasons we thought it would be a great time to talk about all of the fabulous programs, amenities, and events that the city has for people with special needs and abilities is because the 11th annual Boating and Beach Bash, that's the nation's largest free fun event with people for disabilities. And for those of you who may not know about the Boating and Beach Bash, it's a really special event. It began in 2009 with a group of volunteers and 3 boats. The boats came out to give rides to attendees, people who have special needs and abilities who had never been on a boat before. And about 350 people came. And now 10 years later, the event is still going strong. It hosts thousands of people. And they had about 25 boats and yachts, big boats, little boats, that come out. People get on the boats, they go up and down the Intercoastal, and it's been dubbed the Miracle on the Intercoastal. It's really a very, very tremendous and very special event.
That's awesome. I actually had the opportunity to speak with Jay Van Beckton, the executive director, over the phone, and he was just thrilled at what a successful and tremendous event it was. He said it was the biggest crowd to date. All the parking lots were filled. Nearly 6,000 attendees came. Over 2,000 boat rides were given in a matter of 5 hours. So it's really become a great staple in our community.
It's such a cool event, and it's not just the boat rides. I mean, they have all kinds of resources there and games and fun for folks. It's really cool. And these same volunteers, the volunteers who run this great event, have been really instrumental in working with the city to get us to provide beach access mats on our beaches. And we do provide these beach access mats. It's for people who are in a walker or in a wheelchair. They are these rubber kind of mats that roll all the way down to the ocean, and folks who have trouble, obviously walking on the sand makes it more accessible for them to get down. Unfortunately, we used to have to pull these mats up during turtle season, but we worked with the Florida Department of Environmental Protection to get a permit this year. So we have a new pilot program where we can actually leave the mats down for the entire year on two of our beaches, Spanish River and South Beach. And again, Jay and his team of volunteers were really instrumental in working with us to get that done. So that's been pretty cool. And in addition to the beach mats, we actually have beach wheelchairs that are available for people as well. So if you talk to a lifeguard, you can see if there's one available.
Awesome. Well, getting back to Spanish River Park, there was a playground that was renovated last year that included some really innovative and accessible features to make it easy and more enjoyable for those with disabilities to actually go and enjoy. So I know the city has been really great in keeping up with accessibility trends in our facilities, our parks, and our playgrounds. So we get to hear more about this and all the new features from our Recreation Services Director, Michael Calvert.
Sure. Well, accessibility is really important to our department as well as the city. Obviously, we're having a full podcast on it and educating our citizens on it. The new playground over at Spanish River has a pour-in-place surfacing which allows easy traversal. We can have our wheelchair-bound patrons navigate throughout the entire playground area. And there's also transfer stations which provide access up throughout that entire playground for our community.
That's great. And are there any new projects or playgrounds that are in the pipeline that will include ADA accessible features?
Absolutely. We're actually in the process of building Hillsborough Arroyo Phase 2, which is a new park located right off Dixie and Southwest 18th Street. A lot of our citizens are probably familiar with the northern part of our park, but the southern part is under construction. We'll have a very large accessible playground. We'll have accessible restrooms that are there, as well as along a walking path, which will provide a lot of amenities for our able and disabled patrons alike.
So not only are those new parks seeing some great new features, but the Sugar Sand Science Playground was designed to be a more inclusive experience for those with all abilities. And they have some really unique features such as the Oodle Swing, sensory play roller table, the Quiet Nook, sign language alphabet board, and all kinds of things. I know when my kids were little, I could barely get in there to chase them around because the spaces were so small, but now they've made them much bigger so kids with wheelchairs and parents can get in. You can keep an eye on your kids. It's such a great experience over there. But we can hear more about that from Stacy Lands. She's Sugar Sand Park's community events specialist, and she's got all kinds of information about it.
The Sugar Sand Park Science Playground, it is a 3-story science playground with a lot of scientific features, and some of the features that were updated to make it an inclusive playground are the flooring, which was changed to be the impact attenuating flooring, which is that sort of bouncy material that gives when you run. All of the ramps all the way up to the 3rd floor are now wide enough to accommodate wheelchair access as well as the caregivers, and also the handrails that were put in for those people that need it. Really, they're added in order to build on the multi-sensory experiences, to build physical as well as cognitive strength. They benefit sensory, motor skills, cognitive skills, and social and emotional skills. So, they really did a phenomenal job with this playground.
In addition to all of those amazing features that Stacy spoke to us about, Sugar Sand Park is hosting their Especially for Kids event on May 18th, as well as some really great spring break and April programs. I know she mentioned to me that starting in April, they have their parent lectures where they invite a speaker to chat about topics such as social skills, increasing communication skills at home. They have beginner and advanced level classes, so it's a bi-monthly program. It is starting in April, but they also have other programs that they host for families and kids with special needs throughout the entire year. But their Especially for Kids event is also a really tremendous event. They close down the park at around 5:30 and then reopen it for family and kids with special needs to really come and enjoy all these features we were talking about and activities and really fun things to do. So Stacy was able to give us some more information about that as well.
In May, we have our Especially for Kids event, which is a family event where we close down the park at 5, we reopen at 5:30, and families get exclusive access to our amenities, Explorium demos, free carousel rides. We'll have a petting zoo, dance party, family photos, arts and crafts, so all kinds of different things for families to come. It is free, and they just have to register in advance online.
So as we've been chatting about and hearing about, the city really does a tremendous job at trying to be innovative in its programming and its services for those with special needs and abilities. I know when I first started here, I had the privilege of sharing a really great story with our community about our Pat Reef Tennis Center. They have a wheelchair program. It was actually named the 2017 USTA Grassroots Wheelchair Tennis Program. Long title. But they were recognized nationally, which is really, really awesome. They host the South Florida Open, which is a huge wheelchair tennis championship where players from all over the country come and play. And they have some really great programs such as their weekly clinic where wheelchair players are paired with able-bodied players. So it's a really inclusive and amazing program.
You know, not only does the city have great programs, but the county also offers a lot of great programs. I know you've probably seen this van around town. I know that I have. It's the Palm Tran van. Apparently, if you have special needs, they provide a door-to-door service, and you can make arrangements online or with the county, and they will come and pick you up. So it's a paratransit service. It's a great resource. So between the city and the county, we both are offering a lot of great information and resources for people with abilities and disabilities, and I hope that we've been able to provide some new information to people today.
Definitely. It's a lot of great information for our residents. I really hope everybody's really able to take advantage of these resources, facilities, and more. So thank you so much for joining me today, Chrissy.
You're welcome.
So just to quickly recap, Sugar Sand Park will be hosting their Especially for Kids event on May 18th. The event is free for attendees, but please make sure that you go online and register on their website. And in addition, as you heard, we have several accessible playgrounds around the city. beach mats and beach chair access at 2 of our beaches, athletic opportunities at the Patch Reef Tennis Center that people with special needs can enjoy. So there's so many resources, so many services, and so many facilities and amenities. You can find all this information on our website at www.myboca.us. And if you have any ideas or initiatives that relate to this topic, or any other topic for that matter, that you think will really help improve the quality of life in Boca Raton, your city, you can attend one of the city's community advisory panel meetings, which is the second Thursday of each month. And again, you can find all this information on our website. But thank you so much again for tuning in to Boca Behind the Scenes.